Yeah, that's pretty typical. I think official summer is usually
If I
June
recall.
into May.
Yeah.
All right, everybody turn their cameras on. So it's
How
not
does everybody turn their camera off whenever the recording starts?
I know. Like it's just me and Lola.
Hey, my camera's on.
And I
No,
don't
it's
want
not.
anyone to see
You have
me.
a screen on.
Nobody cares about me. Okay. Let's
The
begin.
teacher.
The teacher is here. Everyone settle down.
No,
It
Victor,
doesn't seem to be so many people here
Same.
anymore.
Let me make sure.
Yeah.
It used to be a whole class, but now everyone's gone.
You know what I noticed with the classes is they tend to dwindle down like April, May. Like everyone's so sick of school and less and less people show up for the class. The more they want to take off and go on vacations. Yes, love.
Check the color.
No, you can do the iPad right there. You can sit right there.
Does Victor do school?
All right, let's see if I can. Yes.
Yes, he does.
You know,
school.
we have tried
Oh,
something.
okay.
I don't know if you guys do this, but we've been trying something pretty cool lately, which is like almost like a university model where one day is dedicated to one subject and we do all of the work for the week in that one day.
That's kind of what we do, I guess.
Is that what you do?
Wait. All of the work for the week in that one day.
Like Levi, the book study, it's supposed to
For
be
that
5 weeks, not
subject.
5 days.
So like today is math day. So we have to get
Math.
5 lessons. Like we don't do English, we don't do science, we don't do reading, you know what I mean? So it's sort of like
We don't
a
do that
little
in
bit like
college.
university, where when you go to a university,
Oh no.
specialty classes are one day a week, or like English.
Yeah,
is
I thought you meant like I thought you meant like you just stuff everything you had to do in those 5 days into one day. I'm like,
not everything. No.
this is just like a day of work and then nothing else.
You have to work for 24 hours and no, like today is math day. So we're trying, we're switching it up for the end of the season, trying to make it.
Is every Tuesday going to be math day?
That's right. Yeah. So she'll have, like Emma, she had how many lessons today? 5 lessons, right?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Uh-huh. But yesterday she did all her English for the week.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it's cool to switch things up.
What math do you do?
Me?
She teaches.
Yes. You
I've
teach
done
them
enough
all.
math. I've done enough math in my lifetime. All right, let's see if I can share my screen. Sometimes it's been a week, it'll make me download a thing. Hold on.
Wait, Miss Tara.
Yes.
So I have 2 questions to ask you about Canada.
Yes.
Well, just one. Do they hang their flag just as often as USA?
Yes.
Like, do you see the flags everywhere? Oh, wow.
I do. I actually see more Newfoundland
Interesting.
flags than I do Canadian flags. I hardly see a Canadian
Oh,
flag.
wow.
They have a Newfoundland flag. Almost like when you go to Texas, you see Texas flags everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And whenever you go, instead of being like USA on a wall, is it like Canada on the wall? Like a map of Canada on the wall?
Oh, yes. Yeah. And it's French here. So instead of, how like in United States, most people take Spanish classes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hey, Emma, is your door closed? I can hear myself talking.
Sounded like
yeah, so
Minecraft.
here it's French classes, so everybody takes French. And it's so funny.
okay.
I should go get a thing. Here, I'll show you just real quick.
We should go.
Oh, she's back.
So I just try to grab something out of the pantry. So instead of English, it's French. I don't know if you can see that.
Wow.
Okay, so there's an English side.
The cocoa creme.
Let me see if I can. Is it flipped correctly on your side? Okay, let me flip it
we
around.
we understand. we
Well,
No,
understand
no,
what
no.
it's
It's
trying
the
to say.
question. No,
There we
can
go.
read it. No, we can read it. We can read it.
Okay, so
Creamy
so there's the
coconut.
French. So like peanut butter. That's peanut butter.
Canadian products.
But
So
I
when you
can't
go
even
to the
read that.
grocery store, a lot of things are in French, and you kind of have to turn it over if you want the English version of it. Most things are French.
I think you need to learn some French, Miss Farah.
That you do. But it's odd because Newfoundland's a little different because it's a lot of Irish here. So it's different than the mainland.
It's a lot of Irish.
Island.
Irish.
But
right.
didn't Canada used to be a British territory, not French?
Oh, wasn't
Yeah,
it
so it's
Russian?
part of the so it's part
No.
of the Commonwealth or whatever they call it. So
Yeah.
all the money and stuff. Y'all want to see the money? It's pretty cool.
Oh,
I'll have to
no.
send you next time
What
I
is
go
like-
back home. I'll bring you guys some money and some coins. It's pretty cool.
Their
No,
money
I
is
saw like
beautiful.
something. It was like what? I saw something. It was like what $1 million would get you in Canada. It'd get you like a little shed.
Yeah, so the exchange rate, like a US dollar, you can buy a lot with it with US dollars here. Because the exchange rate is, I think it's like $1.60 or something. So for every US $1.60 is just $1 here. So your money goes a lot farther here in Canada. So the prices are higher, but technically if you use US dollars, they're not. Like if you go right now and you buy something in the US, do you know how on the tag it says US this amount, Canada this amount?
Yeah, and books it says that a lot at the end of books that
That's
I read.
right. Yes, if you go to books, it'll say that. Actually, do I have a book that says that? And you always notice that the Canada price is higher because the exchange rate. So it's the same
Yeah.
amount. It's just will be look larger in Canadian dollars instead of US dollars. All right. 10 minutes of talking about Canada. All right. Let's go. I'll have to.
That's going on YouTube.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep.
I can crop it out. All right. Let's see if
Oh
I
man.
I mean, I don't have to. If you guys want it on YouTube, that's fine. Let's see. I need stable or something. Okay, see if that works, if it's too glitchy or not. Okay, so x plus y. What are some other things that would equal 3? What if it's x?
2 plus 1.
1
3
plus
minus
2.
0.
Okay, 2
One.
and
Just
1.
had a whole bunch of things.
What about 6?
2 and
What would
1.
y have to be?
6
and
minus 3.
6.
That's right. It'd have to be a
Oh.
negative
9
3.
minus 6.
Right. So here, this is pretty easy, right? And you can actually see it with our line segment here. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay. So the issue is when we have two equations. Okay. So that we know we can have multiple. In fact, this whole line is numbers that would fit that to be true. X plus y equals 3. Okay, this whole line, those numbers are there. Okay, so but what we want to know today is if x plus y equals 3 is true, and if x minus y equals 1. I need them both to be true. What is that called?
A linear equation.
If I say I need x plus y equals 3 to be true, and x minus y equals 1 to also be true, there is one number where they both are true. And do you see the cross? That point at which they intersect is the answer to where they're both true.
2 comma 1.
Oh, yeah, it looks like 1.
Right. So this is an easy one, right? So Grace just solved it, but I want to kind of go through it because we're going to do harder ones to do this. So, nope. All right. So this is a system of equations. So we're trying to make sure here are both of our things, x plus y, and I want you to kind of write this down. So there's two equations, x minus y equals 1. I need these both to be true. Okay, there's two ways to solve these. Okay, there's two methods. The first method we're going to go through is the substitution method. Okay, who's done the substitution method before?
I have.
No.
I forgot about how to do it though.
Okay, fantastic. So we're going to start off something really simple first. All right, so the substitution method is we just solve for one of the variables and plug it into the other equation. Okay, so let's just say we take this first one, right? We have x plus y equals 3. How do you solve for x?
You subtract y.
Yep, and that's it on both sides. So now we have our new
Oh,
equation,
yeah.
x equals 3 minus
Equals
y.
3 minus y.
And you substitute it into the first equation, x minus y equals 1. So if we substitute it, we get, instead of x, 3 minus y equals 1. So that is substituting one variable for another. So now we just have y.
Ah, yeah, I get it.
Okay, cool. So what would this be? What would I do next in this equation?
3 minus 2y equals 1.
I mean 3.
Okay, so you would subtract 3 maybe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have a negative 2y on this side, right? This and this. Two negatives, negative 2y. So we have a negative 2 on this side, right?
Y equals 1.
Mhm.
That's right, Grace. Y equals 1. Does everybody see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So now we have our y. So we go back and we substitute y. So we have x plus 1 equals 3. What's the answer? What is x? Yep, exactly.
2.
Subtract 1 from both sides and we get x equals 2. And guess what, guys? Grace kind of said it.
What?
This point that intersects is 2, 1. So we have solved that correctly. Does everybody see where it intersects there? So
Mm-hmm.
if x is 2 and y is 1, both equations will be true. Okay, super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the other method to solve this problem that you guys will be using quite a lot
Elimination.
is very good. Grace knows elimination. Let's eliminate it. And I like to solve elimination equations by kind of up and down, almost like a one on top of the other, and we're going to add them together. So our two equations are x plus y equals 3 plus x minus y equals 1. Okay, we're eliminating a variable. Okay, this is a super easy one because it's already ready for us. What is x plus x?
X
2x,
squared. 2,
right?
2x.
What is y plus a negative y?
2y.
No. What's 1 plus a negative 1?
0.
0. We have eliminated. So this eliminates y to 0. So that is exactly what we want. What is 3 plus 1? And Grace, you could have kept that up there. That was good.
4.
4. Yep.
3 plus 1 is 4.
So what is x?
X equals 2 because
X
if you
is
divide both
2.
sides by 4,
There we
then
go. It's the
it would
same
be 2.
answer. So a different method. We got the exact same answer. And of course, you can plug in 2 into our original equation here once you have that. So we have 2 plus y equals, oops. Yes.
I
Yes.
like the elimination better
And then
than
you'd have
substitution.
y equals
Yeah.
1. You like the elimination better? Oh, you know, to be honest, you'll use this the most because when it gets more complicated, this is usually the easier one to do. However, it gets harder, and that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so let's continue with the elimination method. All right, new sheet of paper. All right, 2x plus 3y equals -1. 3x minus 4y equals 7. So here's where it gets harder, okay? So we need to eliminate an x or a y, okay? So we need to do something to both of these equations in this one. It's kind of a two-step process. What is the least common multiple of these two that we can change? Like what is the least common? 6. Okay, cool. So if we change to both of these to 6, okay, we would definitely have to do a -6 on one and a 6 on the other. That could work, meaning you'll see here in a second, we can eliminate the x. So let's go ahead and do this. What do I have to multiply this entire equation by so 2 becomes 6?
3.
3. What do I have to multiply the bottom equation till 3 becomes 6?
2.
2.
2. Now, we don't want 6 plus 6. So one of these needs to be a negative number. So we'll just go ahead and make our 3 negative. Okay. So we're going to multiply everything. I hate using x for multiplication because you see the problem now. Our variable is x. But you get the gist. This is multiplication. So we have to multiply everything by 3. So go ahead and call out our numbers. What's our first equation turn into?
-6x.
And plus 3y minus.
No,
4
we're
minus
multiplying
4.
everything times 3.
Oh,
So what's our next one?
-6x
Negative
minus 6y equals -3 or 3.
just 3. Very good. All right. And what's our new equation for our bottom one?
Oh, that would
6x minus 8y equals 14.
Lovely. All right, let's add them together. We have successfully eliminated x, right? That turns to 0. So what's the other one? Let's call it out. -6y plus -8y. What do we get?
-17y.
14 plus 3.
Oh, that's the 8, 17.
Okay. Solve for y. What does y equal, guys?
Y equals 1. Or -1.
Yeah.
That's right, -1. So with our elimination method, we got what y equals. Now all we have to do is plug it into one of these equations. Okay. So let's do that. 2x plus 3 -1 equals -1. You see how I just, instead of y, I just substituted it in there? So what do we get, guys?
We
2x
get
minus 3 equals -1.
2x. Yes.
Very good, Grace. 1. So you're going to add 3 to this side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2x equals 2.
3, 2.
All right. X equals 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we've just
Mhm.
solved x. Oops. Well, x, y equals 1, negative 1. That is your answer. 1, comma, negative 1. Now, if we went into our graphing calculator and we put in those two equations, does anybody have a graphing calculator?
Yes.
I do, but I don't know how to use it.
Okay, so
You
we're
put the numbers in.
if you want to just download the Desmos app or go to that on your computer, that it's pretty easy. It helps you learn how to do graphing. 3x minus 4y equals 7. All right, let's see if we're correct, guys. Are we correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Where those two equations are true at the exact same time is where x is 1 and y is negative 1. So you can always check your work after you're done writing it out, because a teacher will always want to see your work. You can check it by actually graphing these equations. Sometimes on a graphing calculator, they'll have that f of x equals, or they'll have the y-intercept formula. So you have to go in your graphing calculator and kind of just play around with it, really. And there's a lot of YouTube videos, depending on what graphing calculator you have, that can actually explain how to put these equations in. So YouTube's really helpful for all that. Okay, let's keep going, guys. All right, what if I have, let's see how well you're paying attention. These
I'm
two,
paying attention.
these two
extremely well.
lines, what's the answer?
Well, you'd have to start with subtracting 2y. It was adding 2y.
So if
Adding
we're
2y.
going to use the elimination method, what's the easiest one to eliminate?
Ooh,
Yes.
the y's right now.
Well, the x's, because all you have to do to eliminate the x's is multiply by -2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was looking at the Y's.
Oh,
yeah, me
okay.
too.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, were you saying you could just add 2y?
That's fine too. You want to do y's? Okay. So 2 is what you'd multiply that by? Well,
Mhm.
okay. So if you multiply all that by 2, that wouldn't work either.
-2.
Mm.
Yes, you would have to do a -2.
Oh, negative.
All right. So what do you get?
Complete silence.
I know. All right. I mean, we'll go ahead and multiply. So what does the bottom change to? You want to call it out?
Negative 2x
Yeah.
minus
Flip that sign. Well, right.
4y.
Okay. So we would flip that sign. All right. What's our problem?
Equals
What is
4.
2 plus a -2x?
0.
Yeah. What's a -4 plus a +4?
0.
Very good, Grace. This is not solvable. Let's graph it. You guys want to see what this looks like?
Not true.
Why it's not solvable? All right, we have 2x minus 4y equals 7.
What?
And our second equation is x minus 2y equals 2. What do you think? Do they ever cross?
No.
Is there an intersection? No. No, there's not. You see how that cannot be true? So there are 0 solutions where both of these equations can be true at one time. They both make lines, that's true, but they just never cross. Okay, because you can actually eliminate both the y and the x. Okay, so let's try another one. See how close you're paying attention. What if I said your first line is 2x minus 2y is 6, and your second equation is y or x minus y equals 3? What's your answer?
Well,
Okay. Grace wants to multiply by -2.
It's still wrong.
Why is Grace? Why is it wrong? You want to explain it?
0 equals, let's see. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, that's correct. 0 equals 0. That is absolutely correct. So if you multiply the bottom by, what did you want to do, a -2?
yes.
Okay.
Either
Does
way, you
everybody
still have
see
to
where
do a
she got
Because
negative
I
that?
expected 0.
So this is -2. This is +2 now, and this is a -6.
So that just makes
So
it 0.
0 equals 0.
So, and that's true. It means
Yeah.
every possible number, right?
That's
It's like
correct.
every natural number.
Exactly. This one's a little different. It literally has an infinite amount of solutions. So instead of no solutions,
It is every possible number.
it is every possible number. That's right. So x
Actually, it's
minus
not little
y.
I. It's not little I.
Okay,
Not
those are my
imaginary
2
eye.
lines. Do you guys see them?
line. The
So
same
those are
line.
actually,
Yep, the 2 lines are in the same line.
they're the same line. That's right. So you could, I could
And whenever
actually
it's no
tap,
answer,
I could tap on all these points of the line and all of them are true. So it is literally an infinite amount of solutions for that problem. All right. Now I want you guys to do the next one. It's not a trick one. All right. So
you
let's
say
see if,
this.
let's see if you guys can get it. It's easy. It's not a trick one. Here are your 2 lines, and I want to know at what point they are both true. And you can write on the board or just call it out or whatever you want to do. Yes, correct. Why don't you explain how you got that? Show your work.
She just keeps on going.
Grace is correct. You want to show your work and explain it to everybody?
Okay. So the y's are already eliminated. So those are gone.
Okay, let's do that. Okay.
You add 2x or you subtract an x from 2x.
Okay, so you just have x.
And then you just add 4 plus 2, which is -2. So x equals -2.
Excellent. And then what do we do? How do we find y?
We substitute x with -2.
Which
solve y.
Which equation did you sub? The first one or the second one?
I don't know. Either.
Okay, let's do the first one then. All right, 2 times -2 minus 2y equals -4. So we have a -4 minus 2y equals -4.
Not true.
That's right. So the answer would be 0, nothing. So our x and y would be, the x would be -2 and our y would be 0. All right. So that's, we can do now. The next is homework. I have 4 problems. Do you guys just want to do them in class together?
Together.
Together.
Homework. I mean, we still have like 20 minutes so this class would be over. So.
Homework.
Okay, that's true. We only have 12. We could do one of them, and then you only have 3 problems.
Now let's do one. Let's do
Okay,
one.
so here is your problem, guys. You can work together to solve for x and y. Okay, here's your.
Put us in a breakout room.
Yes.
Do you want to do 2 breakout rooms?
I don't know.
I call not Lola.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't put
I'll
us
put-
together.
I'll put Levi and Emma
together?
together and Lola and Grace together. Does that sound good?
Oh, great.
Okay.
Hey, does the thing record
right,
the breakout rooms?
Here we go. I'm gonna write the problem and then I'm gonna send you guys to breakout rooms. Does that sound good?
Great. This
Okay,
is
so you have to
fun.
write. You
People
have
are
to
gonna
write down the
enjoy.
problem. 3x. equals-
Okay,
and then
great.
I'll make sure you guys can do the whiteboards.
I'm screenshotting
Okay.
it.
How did we
Alright,
have the
so-
same idea?
If you notice, the setup is a little weird. So the first thing you want to do is we want to make sure your X's and your Y's are on the same side. Okay, sort of like how we've been setting it up. Okay, so you're gonna have to move things around the equal sign in order to line those equations up like we did before. Okay. All right, let's see if I can do a. Did everybody write this down before I stop?
Yes, I
No.
screenshotted it.
Kinda, sorta.
Yes.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, dang
Who's
it.
Royce being teamed up with?
Sorry,
Lola?
I was about to say, I think Lola
Me.
screens, whoever's on your team, Grace, they'll tell you the, all right, let me
Yeah, I
see.
screenshotted it.
All right, create 2 breakout rooms. Create.
Does the
That's
recording?
Bye.
Goodbye and good luck.
And
I
assign.
wonder how this will look on camera.
Reheat.
Goodbye, Tiger, Emma Tiger.
All right, I'm gonna try to make sure you guys have. Let's see. Guys.
We're having
Oh,
trouble.
hi.
Okay.
So somehow out of that we got x equals 0 and y equals -21.
Okay. So this needs to go over here. So do that first. So erase that bottom part.
I knew it.
Okay, so you should end up with 3x. What? How do you move
It'd be
that?
3
This whole thing.
3x
This thing needs to go
3
to the other
divided
side.
by- It would be 3x divided by 3x minus 2y equals
Very
5.
good. So now you
Yes.
have the correct setup if you do that. 3
We have been doing this extremely wrong.
minus 2y. Right? Equals 5.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how do you eliminate the y, since that seems like the easiest thing?
You
Add
add 2.
Well, you'd have to multiply the whole thing by something.
You multiply
Oh,
the whole thing by 2,
2.
right?
Well, look at the y's. The 2 is already there. So all you would need to do is
So,
flip
3.
one of those signs and you could eliminate y. If you multiplied that by -1, it flipped that -2y to a positive 2y,
Oh.
right? If you multiply the whole thing by -1, it flips that sign. And now you have -2.
Well, if you multiply,
plus-
no, then if you multiply, wouldn't it be -3x?
Correct. Yes. You would have to do -3x. And you'd have to do a -5, right? You have
Why?
to
How
flip.
does this
So
make it easier?
if you multiply by -1, it has to be through every single term in that whole
No, no, no.
equation.
How did it make
Because
this
then
easier?
you could just add 3x to get well, actually never
You
mind.
guys, you got it. That is correct. So then you're going to say all of this, right? And then you put your 2x down here, right? Minus 2y. Okay. And that equals 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're great shape. All right. So we have eliminated that to 0. So what is -3 plus 2x? Right?
Negative
-3.
1. -1.
That's -1. All right. So equals -5 plus 7.
2.
Aha, 2. right.
Oh.
So you never want a -x. So you're going to go ahead and divide that out. Okay, that's a -1 you can divide.
Negative x. Negative
this-
x is not
this-
good.
That's not good, right? So you can go ahead and divide by 1 to make that just x, divide by -1, and you get x equals -2. Now, what you guys are going to do is you're going to take x equals -2, and you're going to
Plug
plug
it
it in, right, to one of these first equations and solve for y. Okay?
To 1. Like we have to choose which equation we want to plug it into.
Sure, you could do the top one or the bottom one, doesn't matter.
It works either way, right?
It works either way. Yeah, as long as you say x is -2, and instead of x, you just substitute in -2, you should be fine.
Let's do 2x.
Okay. So 2x would be, since x is -2, it would
That's negative
2 times
4.
-2 would be 4. 4 minus 2y equals 7. So
You're
four
gonna,
that
I'll give
means
you a hint. It's
2y.
gonna end up to be a fraction. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
if 4 minus
I know.
Hello?
I get it all wrong too. Hi.
Hello.
What did we get?
You're done.
A lot. I screamed. Oh, geez, what did I do?
All right, fantastic. Okay, put your y in a fractional term. You don't have to actually divide that out.
Oh.
Yeah, she was using a calculator and
You
everything.
actually did an extra step, so I'm cool with that. But what was your fraction? Yep. Perfect, guys. All right, so I'm gonna, when we go back to the main screen, I had it on where both rooms can screen share at the same time. We'll see how that goes. Good
Oh,
job making sure everybody got it.
Did they get it?
I think they're still working on it. They're on their finding why part.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I said, she's sending us
You
back.
could
to the
escape.
I have been
All right, so I think I have screen share where multiple people can do it at the same time. So see if we can get to both share their screen if it comes up correctly.
Emma,
just
do you
gonna
want to share? Or you
share.
want me to share?
I'll share.
All right.
But
This is
can't
our
you do it at the
answer.
same time? You said though.
Yeah, it says you're supposed to be able to do it at the same time.
This is a.
Oh wow. That's a lot.
We should have decorated.
Yes, we spent a lot of time
Dang.
decorating after we got the answer.
All right.
I
can you
boxed our
guys-
answer in thick green.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Can Lola and Grace, you guys can share yours?
Grace, do you want-
Lola, that's your cue. That's your cue.
Let's
Oh
see
no,
if it'll
Emma,
be
your
like
iPad is
that
at
are
20%.
boring undecorated paper.
Oh, look, in the corner, there's a screen share thing. You can click on it, and you can either go to Emma's or Lola's.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Your guest, your guest,
I don't know how to do that.
Me neither.
In the top left corner, you should click
left.
and you see screen share,
Yes.
No.
And we'll prepare.
wait,
you
hang
can click
on.
on that. You can click on whose screen you want to
Oh,
see.
I
Mine
found
has
it.
a.
I don't see
options button.
it.
I found it.
Okay, mine has an options button, I think. Let me see.
No. So Lola.
Do
Do you know how like you get to see the stuff where you start your video and stuff?
No, I don't think people who are share screening can do that though.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
Yeah. The hour guest. The
Okay,
hour
so
guest.
let's see. I used to be able to do it. Let's see.
No, Miss Tara.
Yes,
I wonder.
Are you having trouble seeing both screens?
I am, sir.
All right. So, click, and in the top left corner,
Yes.
you should see a thing that says screen share. Oh, Lola, stop screen sharing.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, it's okay. We'll do one by one, and then we'll see here how it works. Okay, so I will say the Y is wrong.
No.
Oh, raw.
But we're gonna see where we went wrong. So explain each step. So you plugged in what for X? -2, right?
-2.
Okay. So which equation did you use?
We use the bottom one.
2x.
Okay. Cool. All right. So use the bottom
So,
one.
yes.
So you have -2 times 2.
So that would be 4.
No. It'd be
I,
-4.
I told you it
Oh.
was -4.
No.
told you it was
No. I said that and you said nothing. You said nothing.
I believe it.
Quiet.
Okay. So, hey. Okay. It's not the number one. Okay. So put a -4 there because your life is about to change. So put a -4 where you just have a 4.
Your life is about to change.
Well, wait, just put a negative in front of that 4 there.
I am
What
depressed.
4?
The 4 minus 2y equals 7. There you go. Okay. So now when you put the 4 to the other side, is it going to be subtraction?
It's gonna be addition.
Okay, it'll be addition. So it's 7 plus 4.
Ah,
No.
7 plus
No.
4
7 plus
is
4 is 11.
11. Okay. So what would y then be? So then you'd have 11. Let's see if I can. So who can erase this part right here? The 1.5. Can you erase it or is this a screenshot?
This is a screenshot.
Okay.
Put
So
white
then
over
you'd
it, like-
have 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Equals -2y. So what's our fraction?
You don't have to be so harsh, Lola.
What's our? You are wrong. Actually, Lola, this is a good time. Lola and Grace, why don't you share your screen so we don't have to write it out?
Yay.
All right. Let's see.
Lola be evil.
Yeah, share yours, Lola. Okay.
That's kind of sideways because I tried to crop it.
Okay. So instead of a fraction, which would be 11/2, They just went ahead and divide, which is perfectly fine. So they got y equals, in fraction form, a negative 11 over 2, which is a negative 5.5. And that
Yeah,
is
Grace likes her calculator.
that. Yes, that's fine.
I do like my calculator.
Yeah,
I like
that's
my
completely fine.
calculator too.
All right, let me undo that. Okay, now
Yeah,
You love it so much, why don't you marry
share-
it?
The only problem with that calculator is that it gave us 4 instead of -4.
I'm going to share mine. I don't know if it's going to kick you out or not.
Nope, because you have double screen share.
Here we go. This is what I want. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Those are your
Yes.
those are your 2 line equations. And where is the intercept?
Right there.
The
I'm looking
intersect
at it.
at
Oh,
-2 and -5.5, which is negative 11 over 2. Cool. So you are correct. Your
Yay.
graphing calculator has said, yes, you are correct.
I mean, I'm
You ever
speaking
need to check your
and my
work?
captions give me this kind of Russian language.
the Russian language.
All right, so stop that. Aha. I kicked you out. Okay, well, that was math class today. We're 10 minutes over. I guess that makes sense.
Ooh,
We
math
only
class.
talked about
Everybody loves
Canada for
math
10 minutes.
class.
Talked about Canada for 10 minutes. That is true.
So we're right
Canada.
about the hour mark. All right. Well, I'm gonna go outside, guys, because
It is warm.
It's
It
so
is
warm. It's
50
45
degrees now.
What?
Let me tell you how warm it is here. And my ice
Hey,
ice
Miss Sarah, Miss
wall
Sarah.
is 50 degrees. And my ice
Hey,
wall
Miss
is
Sarah.
Wow.
melting.
Hey, Miss
Yes.
Sarah, you want to something really funny?
Yeah.
It's actually 80, 85 degrees here in Houston.
Yeah, I bet.
Wow, I wish I had that weather.
Hey, oh, while I have you guys on the, well, I'm going to stop recording real quick because I want to ask you about your mom's birthday.
Whenever you come back, you're gonna be so sick of